concern is that the Russians are secretly selling weapons to Venezuela?
It would fit a pattern.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the second season is extremely different, certainly for my character. I think that what Jack was in the first season is a guy who thought he had a very clear idea of what right and wrong was. And Wendell's character throughout the whole season is trying to convince me that there is no black and white, that there's always a gray area, which I think Jack refuses to believe. And by the end of the first season, obviously, he sees firsthand just how gray the world can be. And so going into the second season, Jack's changed. He's a little more morally conflicted, because a lot of times in order to do the right thing, you have to get your hands dirty, as he's taught me. And one of my favorite things was seeing the relationship between us change, because now he's no longer my mentor, we're actually partners. But I think there's also a little bit of sadness in Wendell's character to see that the purity of Jack from season 1 is tarnished, and he's sort of, his eyes have been opened to the realities of the world.
Yeah, for my character, seeing someone that sparked you to get back to the better person that you were, it's redemptive, you know? So you see me in the second season, feel back in the game, that my best days weren't behind me, that I still have what it takes to be an officer. But then within the course of the season, I'm challenged. And then ultimately you see the friendship, the personal friendship that we have. As I am trying to save myself and career, you see that Jack will go to all lengths to help a friend. And it just shows you the depth of our friendship.
¡Presidente Reyes! ¡Nos ha traicionado a todos!
Tom Clancy's books, you always were able to have a version of a timestamp of what time period they were in. We certainly have the backdrop of Venezuela, but it wasn't our intention to dive into the politics. Jack's character in this season actually has a revenge story, trying to avenge the death of a dear friend and a fallen comrade. So it was to me, that was my whole storyline.
And while you have the geopolitical framework around the story, that's the macro level. It really is about how these men come together to help vulnerable communities and other people, and use their skill set to try to find some common good.
I grew up speaking Spanish pretty well, and then I moved down to Costa Rica for about 9 months when I was 17 years old and almost became fluent, and then was shocked at how tragic my Spanish was when I got down to Bogota and we started shooting. I think by the end of it, my Spanish got a little better, but I was sad that as I'm approaching 40, that's one of the things that I've lost, is my ability to speak Spanish.
I am the worst at multiple languages, but in the show, Greer is, you know, a linguist almost.
He worked very hard.
It would be weeks for just one line, you know. But, you know, when I am in Paris, I can get around, you know. Bonjour, bonsoir.
Perfect, that's all you need.
Il y a beaucoup à faire, you know? I still remember my first French lesson. Vous travaillez? Non, nous regardons la télévision. Pourquoi? You know, les deux ponts arrivent dans une heure. That's the only French I know, but I'm a bon vivant. I love life, so I can get around.